Hello students, welcome to the subject of complex variable and partial differential equation. Myself Dr. Ankit Acharya, and as you all know that in last lecture we discussed about roots of complex number and we solved some of the very good examples. So in today's lecture also we continue our last topic, roots of complex number. So the next example is find the value of 1 by 2 plus root 3 by 2 raised to 3 by 4. Okay, so here raised to 3 by 4. So first of all I want to write this complex number 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2 into polar form. So what is the value of r? The value of r, that is square root of x square plus y square. So that is square root of x square plus y square means 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4, so that is equal to 1. Okay, and what is theta? Theta is alpha, because this complex number is in first quadrant, x and y both are positive. And what is alpha? Tan inverse y by x mod y by x, so that is tan inverse mod root 3 by 2 by 1 by 2. So tan inverse root 3 and tan inverse root 3 is pi by 3. So theta is pi by 3 and r is 1. Okay, so I can write 1 into cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. Okay, and now add 2k pi. So this is just a rough work, so now I just erase it. Okay, the value of theta and r. Now the next step is we have to add 2k pi in this angle pi by 3, right? So what is the value of 2k pi plus pi by 3? So that is 3 into 2, 6k plus 1 into pi by 3, 6k plus 1 into pi by 3. So that's why 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2 can be written as cos 6k plus 1 into pi by 3 plus I sin 6k plus 1 into 6k plus 1 into pi by 3. Okay, now take raised to 3 by 4 on both the sides. So 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2 raised to 3 by 4. So can I write directly using De Moivre's theorem, cos 6k plus 1 raised to 3 by 4, and this 3 by 4 multiply with this angle, so 3 will be cancelled out. So now we have 6k plus 1 pi by 4. So that's why I just write cos 6k plus 1 pi by 4. Okay, and plus I sin 6k plus 1 into pi by 4. Clear? And now we have to take k is equal to 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, k is equal to 0, 1, 2 and 3. So first of all let's take k is equal to 0. So the value of z0, that is cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4. Okay, so cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4, and we know that cos pi by 4 1 by root 2 plus sin pi by 4, that is also 1 by root 2. Now let's take k is equal to 1. So the value of z1, okay, the value of z1, let's take k is equal to 1 here. So cos 7 pi by 4 plus I sin 7 pi by 4. So cos 7 pi by 4 plus I sin 7 pi by 4, and 7 pi by 4 can be written as 2 pi minus pi by 4, correct? So this equal to, I can write cos 2 pi minus pi by 4, and this is in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant, cos function is positive, sin function is negative. So that's why this is cos pi by 4 minus I sin pi by 4. So can I write 1 by root 2 minus I by root 2. Okay, now let's take k is equal to 2. So z2, that is equal to, that is cos 13 pi by 4, k is equal to 2. So 13 pi by 4 plus I sin 13 pi by 4. So cos 13 pi by 4 plus I sin 13 pi by 4. Okay, and 13 pi by 4 can be written as 3 pi plus pi by 4. Okay, 3 pi plus pi by 4 means you are in which quadrant? Third quadrant. In third quadrant, cos and sine both are negative. So can I write directly? This is exactly minus 1 by root 2 minus I by root 2. Okay, please all the students simplify this term. Cos 13 pi by 4 plus I sin 13 pi by 4. I hope you can understand. Now let's take k is equal to 3. So Z3 is cos 18 plus 1, 19 pi by 4. Okay, so cos 19 pi by 4 plus I sin 19 pi by 4. So this is exactly can be written as 5 pi minus pi by 4, 5 pi minus pi by 4. Okay, so 5 pi minus pi by 4 means in which quadrant? Second quadrant. In second quadrant, sine function is positive, cos function is negative. So minus cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4. So that's why this is minus 1 by root 2 plus I by root 2. Okay, so you can see that all roots are 1 by root 2 plus I by root 2, then 1 by root 2 minus I by root 2, then minus 1 by root 2 minus I by root 2, and then minus 1 by root 2 plus I by root 2. Now this example, next example is most important example throughout the chapter. Find the nth root of unity. Okay, find the nth root of unity and show that they are in geometric progression, right? And also show that their sum is 0. The same question asked in another way. Show that if C is any nth root of unity other than unity itself, then we have to prove that 1 plus C square up to C raised to n minus 1, that is equal to 0. So first of all, we just write 1 into our polar form. So can I write 1? That can be written as cos 0 plus I sin 0, because 1 is a positive real number. Okay, on a real line, here we have 1, and for that the complex, for that our principal argument theta is 0. So just I write cos 0 plus I sin 0, then just add 2k pi. Okay, follow our standard method. So cos 2k pi plus I sin 2k pi, and then I want to find the nth root of unity. So that's why 1 raised to 1 by n, that can be written as cos 2k pi plus I sin 2k pi raised to 1 by n. So directly can I write cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n. Okay, and this is my equation number 1. Okay, so 1 raised to 1 by n, that is nothing but cos 2k pi by n. Okay, once again 1 raised to 1 by n, that can be written as, okay, cos 2k pi by n plus I sin 2k pi by n. This is my equation number 1. Now I just take value from k is equal to 0, 1 to up to n minus 1. So let's take k is equal to 0 first. So z0, that is equal to cos 0, once again cos 0 plus I sin 0. So z0, that is equal to 1. Then take k is equal to 1. So z1, okay, that is cos 2 pi by n, cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n, and that is equal to c. Okay, cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n, call it c, right? Now let's take k is equal to 2. Okay, so z2, that is equal to cos 4 pi by n plus I sin 4 pi by n, and that can be written as cos, can I write cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n square. Okay, and that is exactly c square using De Moivre's theorem. Okay, so the value of z2, that is c square. Similarly, if you want to find the value of z3, take k is equal to 3, so that is cos 6 pi by n plus I sin 6 pi by n, that can be written as cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n raised to 3, that is c raised to 3. So now I want to write the value of for k is equal to n minus 1. So call it Zn minus 1. That can be written as cos 2k pi by n. So instead of k, just we take n minus 1. So cos 2 into n minus 1 pi by n plus I sin 2 into n minus 1 into pi by n. So that is equal to c raised to n minus 1. Okay, because this can be written as cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n raised to n minus 1. And we know that cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n, that is exactly c. So c raised to n minus 1. Okay, and now clearly you can see that all the roots of unity are in geometric progression. What is the meaning of geometric progression? This type of sequence or series, a, then ar, then ar square, then ar cube. Okay, this is in geometric progression. Why it is geometric progression? When we divide consecutive terms, suppose we divide ar divided by a, so we get r. Suppose we divide ar square divided by ar square divided by ar, so once again you will get r. Okay, so with the common ratio is common, so that's why we call it geometric series, or sometimes we call it the terms are in geometric progression. Okay, and for that the summation for geometric series, for that we use this formula a plus ar square plus ar cube plus up to ar raised to n minus 1 and so on. For that we use this formula a into 1 minus r raised to n upon 1 minus r. Okay, so this is a formula for geometric series that you have to remember. And here, what is my geometric series? 1 plus c square up to c raised to n minus 1. What is the ratio? Ratio r is equal to c. Okay, ratio is c. So put this value, a is equal to 1, first term a is equal to 1. So put this two value of a and c in this formula. So 1 into 1 minus c raised to n upon 1 minus c. Now what is the value of c raised to n? Okay, what is the value of c raised to n? C is what? Cos 2 pi by n. Okay, cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n raised to n, right? And using De Moivre's theorem, this is exactly cos 2 pi plus I sin 2 pi, and that's why this is equal to 1. So the value of c raised to n, that is 1. So now we have 1 minus 1 upon 1 minus c. So that's why summation of all nth root of unity is 0. Now next example is almost similar. Here also we find nth root of unity first of all. Okay, and they are in geometric progression, but now we want to find out the product of all nth root of unity. Okay, and the product of all nth root of unity, we want to prove that that is nothing but minus 1 raised to n plus 1. So up to this, see all the terms, see up to this z0 is equal to 1. Okay, so just I write all this term as it is, z0 that is equal to 1. Okay, here also z0 that is equal to 1. What is my z1? Okay, z1 is cos 2 pi by n plus I sin 2 pi by n. And now can I write cos theta plus I sin theta, that is exactly e raised to I theta. So this is exactly e raised to I 2 pi by n. Now what is my z2? The value of z2, that is cos 4 pi by n. Okay, cos 4 pi by n plus I sin 4 pi by n, and this equal to e raised to I 4 pi by n. Similarly, for z raised to, for zn minus 1, that is cos 2 into n minus 1 pi by n plus I sine 2 into n minus 1 pi by n, and that can be written as e raised to I 2 into n minus 1 pi by n. Okay, and now product of all these roots, okay, product of all this nth root of unity, that is 1, okay, product of all nth root of unity, that is equal to 1 into e raised to I 2 pi by n into e raised to I 4 pi by n up to e raised to I into 2 into n minus 1 pi by n. Okay, so that can be written as e raised to I 2 pi by n plus I 4 pi by n plus up to I 2 into, okay, 2 into n minus 1 pi by n. Okay, so this whole degree, we know that e raised to x into e raised to y into e raised to z, that can be written as e raised to x plus y plus z. So similar manner, just we add all this degree because base is same e. Okay, and now from this degree I 2 pi by n is a common term. In bracket we have 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n minus 1, okay, up to n minus 1. And now that's why this can be written as, because we know that summation n, that is nothing but n into n plus 1 divided by 2, but here we have summation n minus 1, so that can be written as n minus 1 into n divided by 2, okay, and that's why this n will be cancelled out, right? So now we have e raised to I, this 2 is also cancelled out, right? So now we have only e raised to I pi n minus 1, so that can be written as e raised to I pi into n minus 1, and that is equal to e raised to I n pi into e raised to minus I pi, and that is equal to cos n pi plus I sin n pi, e raised to I n pi, that can be written as cos n pi plus I sin n pi, and into cos pi minus I sin pi. Okay, cos n pi, that can be written as minus 1 raised to n, sin n pi 0, cos pi minus 1, so minus 1 raised to n into minus 1 sin pi 0, so that's why this is equal to minus 1 raised to n plus 1. Okay, minus 1 raised to n plus 1. So in today's lecture again we discuss about roots of complex number, but with some of the important example. This is our first example that we solve 1 by 2 plus root 3 by 2 I raised to 3 by 4. Okay, after that very important example, we find nth root of unity and prove that they are in geometric progression, and some of the all nth root of unity, that is 0. Second example is almost similar. Again here also we have to find out nth root of unity. They are in geometric progression, so the previous steps are same. So z1, z2, zn minus 1, but here we just write all our nth root of unity in exponential form. So because of we have to find out the product of all nth root of unity. So if suppose you have all nth root of unity in exponential form, so you can easily find out the product. So that's why and after that we multiply all nth root of unity and prove that they that is equal to minus 1 raised to n plus 1. Okay, so thank you.